go. We're just bringing in Norma Jean. She's squeaking in at the last second.
I was like, wait a minute, I hear me. Oh, snap. That time.
So, of course, it's Tanya and Norma Jean with Adventures for Connection on this live for a full moon in Gemini, who I started feeling it a few days ago. So a little bit sleep us, interrupt us, so to speak, or a little more traveling in different ways. Definitely some, when you think about Gemini, and we have those two bookends for this month, and we were discussing that, and we've discussed it a few times. And as we go through this process of this full moon, and then we step right into the solstice, this is a pretty intense time, peeps. Yeah, never mind what the planets are doing. We're just talking about the moon and the solstice.
That all need to be revealed right now. I'm just
saying. Right? Yeah, so really important to just be kind to yourself right now. Be gentle. Rest more if you need to. Get into nature if you need to. BB and I went up into nature today, and it's pretty funny because I'm like, she kind of led the way, and then we off-road all the time. So I'm not doing a specific trail consistently. And if I do that one, then I always come back down a different way. And so why? Because that creates neural pathways. I find all kinds of interesting nature and mushrooms, those kinds of things that are highly entertaining, different birds, trees, rocks. There's the huge boulders up there, and all the trees are very tall. And Norma Jean and I have inspected those too. And it's quite fascinating that these big boulders are there. And what did we decide that they came from? Because they've been there forever.
I believe it was when we was up there the last time, I was picking up on, this was like one of those times when we talk about Marduk. And yes, when it hit the earth. So supposedly through the story of Marduk, which is Jupiter, actually, that kind of through the story, I think it had taken out Tiamat, the moon, or so I was like, what I was getting was this, that they basically got blown up due to the impact. Yeah, given how they're sitting where they're sitting. Either that, at this point, it may even end up getting a little more, as time goes on, a little more clarity to what we pick up on, given how much more in tune that, well, at least I become with understanding this place more and more as right, more just keeps getting revealed. Yeah, right.
And this is one of the reasons I go into nature, just to, it's a bit of a reset. It's like, all right, just everything away. And I take my mom's little dog, who loves to be outside, and my little hiking buddy. And hello, old Barbie, how are you? And she has as much joy as I do. And we got caught in a hailstorm on the way back. So that was interesting too. A nice closeout, so to speak. But I had been thinking about this full moon, and even a year ago, I wouldn't look at the moon in the same way. And, everyone says, oh, the moon affects the tides. And we can all agree that on full moons that some people are just a little more cray-cray, right? Out in public. And so it would be really beautiful to, even if you don't understand what we're saying, to just listen and be curious and witness how you feel, what we say and how it makes you feel more than anything else. And so this is just our stories, our truth, the experience we're having on this, and this beautiful collective that we are gathering together to build a foundation of a new way of commerce, a new way of being. And we're quite excited about that. We're really enjoying that. And very excited because Norma Jean's been traveling to Egypt the last couple of days. Would you like to share that, Norma?
Oh, wow. Haven't been there since we were there last year. I've been enjoying being able to reflect back at the time, because we're in the process of creating content to bring forth to the members especially you goddesses out there, that next year we're going to do this again.
In a whole new way. Yeah, I've been dreaming about it. I've been seeing ceremonies. I've been so and ironically enough, here's what's so crazy about this. It kind of came in a couple months ago. Yes, Joanne, more outside time, even if it's just in a chair, please. Egypt's been popping back in, and it's more about the individual experience there and not having expectations while we create the container. And so those of you that have been to events with Norma and I or with me realize that I am a huge container that intuitively knows what's going on no matter if I'm not even there. I'll pick up on it. And so to create that container, everything is aligned, so to speak, for this. And the Canadian, you can get your Canadian visas now back online. Now, that is as of December 1st of 2024. So a month ago, you actually had to go to Ottawa to go to the Egyptian consulate and pick it up and apply and pick it up in person. So we can see there's an opening already and things are starting to flow better. So we had held back this year. I've been reaching out to those peeps. We have a beautiful house in Cairo. It's gated. It's got a pool. It's like a little mini mansion with this huge yard. So yeah, pretty excited about that. Ashala will be coming with us for sure. And so as we embark on this journey, it's so much more than just like, oh, I'm going to Egypt and I'm going to check it off the bucket list. This is about an adventure inward for you in preparation. So there's going to be at least a month leading up before to connect with everyone, to get to know everyone, to work through anything that you feel you need to work through or that we pick up on, whether that be a little one-on-one or in the groups, because when you do it in a group, it's really powerful. So as we create this, and then it'll be on the other side as well. So I find so many times when you do a retreat, you go to the retreat and then boom, it's over and you're like, oh, kind of deflated. We don't want that. So really want to carry on the common unity. So would you like to add to that, Norman?
Oh yeah. It's, I can only imagine what it's going to be as far as the experience for, next year, given, so much of the shifting and the changing and the recognitions and realizations. And, I can, I can only imagine, what this is going to bring for the ones of you who become interested in joining us on this adventure, because that's what it is. This is going to be an adventure. This is going to be an adventure of self-exploration. This is going to be an adventure of those connections that gives you the chance and opportunity to come and explore something that just really draws you to, whether it be Egypt or any other places that we would like to definitely create
grace. We'll be going
gatherings to.
Yeah.
So it's there's going to be so much that we are going to be able to bring also to each of you who wants to come join us on this, because there's going to be the ability to tap more into who you are, but be able to tap into those gifts that you're still coming into and to understand how to utilize them and recognize them, not question, and gain more confidence than you could ever imagine. Just coming more into just that understanding that you're a very powerful being, especially you goddesses out there right now.
Yeah, I just want to add to that too. You are all so much more powerful than you are giving yourselves credit for. So just want you to know, for those of you that I've connected with, yeah, that, Joanne, I recently met, and she's such a beautiful soul. She's so powerful. It's almost like an excavation of some of the beliefs and the programming that we need to let go of to really stand as a goddess, as a powerful being that we are. And so we invite you guys to reach out, to ask. And I'd love to show a show by comments who's kicking in with more intuition? Yeah. Who's kicking in with more intuition right now? Who's realizing that maybe their life, and what they believe to be true is not necessarily all true? Who believes that energy can't be created or destroyed, and therefore, what happens when this avatar is done, so to speak? Yeah, absolutely. We've had, some pretty profound moments around here just with correlations, like things somebody else is saying something and they're not even near us, but we've both had a connection to it, or one of us has had a connection. So something is clicking. I feel it, says Kriba.
So
Yeah.
much, Bob. Keep going, love. You're beginning to understand the connection now.
Yeah, we're having some Wi-Fi fun over here. Are you cutting out for you, Norma Jean?
I'm not, but I see that you are, well, you're a little frozen right now, actually. There you go.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know why it says I have 3 bars, so let's see what happens. There. I'm just closing some things. I don't know if you guys can still hear me.
Yeah, I know how many windows you like to have open.
Just a little bit. I'm closing them. We're seeing what's digging, and I don't think that's it because I never have this issue. So, anyways, all right, that should do it. So, beautiful. Oh, you can hear me fine. Great. I'm still here. Thank you guys. Because Norma and I are like off and on with each other right now, which is really, really interesting. Shay can feel it as well. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Actually,
she's
starting
above me, so yeah.
yeah. So, what if, oh, shall we play another little game? I think we should play another little game for this intuition game. I have something in front of me right now. And if you just want to close your eyes and I am gazing at it, I am holding it. What might that be? Hi, Tastia. What might that be that I'm holding in my hands? And so we'll just let this go on. We love to play games because that's to me this whole realm, this whole life. I've akined it to a game because it sure makes it a lot more fun, right? So, and even the whole Egypt trip will be gamified, so to speak. Yeah. And everyone will always get what they need. It may not be what you want, but you will get what you need. Yeah. And that container, nope. Nice try. But the part we can give you part points. So keep going. A glass of water, nope. A piece of yarn, nope. But there are headphones beside me, so I can see where you'd pick that up. Keep going. Whatever pops into your head first, you can try and describe it. You don't have to be perfectly on it. Shay, you're close. Princess Justia, no paper clips, but interesting. It can hold things like a paper clip. It's smooth. I would say yes, it's kind of oval shaped, yeah. You guys are doing great. Cannabis, not quite. Beautiful. Keep going. I can feel all your energy as I sit here. Yeah. It's kind of like glass. Ooh, a green heart chakra rock. That is a very specific guess. Not quite, but beautiful. I do have a coffee cup. It's got tea in it. So this is here, but I'm holding something else in this hand. Secret, secret, I got a secret. So this is to show you, and all of you are guessing great things. And so we'll just give it a couple more minutes here. And we did this with Norma Jean having some photos, and it was quite surprising what would come through. And it's really about taking a few deep breaths and really trusting yourself. And the very first thing that pops in, because one of Norma's, all I was getting, I kept getting white, and I'm like, well, that's so generic. No, that doesn't work, but it was actually quite relevant. I do have a pendant on, so I could see why you would be feeling that 100%. Yeah. And you're picking up on all my crystals, Image. 100%. You're picking up on all the crystals. Those are downstairs. Yeah. I have labradorite on the pendant. I have my custom little knife from Egypt. It's not black, but I do have, no, my pants aren't black. My top is black. Keep going. Somebody's going to nail it. I can feel it. And so as we start to follow that intuition, it's like that little quiet voice that almost whispers, or often it's a thought. And you're like, oh, did I just think that? That doesn't sound like me. That's not something I would think. Give you another hint. The crystal front is correct. That you're all doing really good with that. Selenite wand. Beautiful. It could be used like that, but it's not. I do have one of those too. You guys are doing really good. Those are all right downstairs.
Y'all picking up on where I'm at. Pick up where she's at. Go a little higher.
Right? Yeah, you're close. And it's funny because Norma Jean was holding a point earlier and going, look what I found in the plant.
That's funny.
She comes in the kitchen and gets these little tongs. I'm like, what is she doing? Goes back out to the living room and plucks it out instead of putting her fingers in the dirt.
Well, I couldn't get it with my fingers, so I had to get the little kids. He was like,
it was right down there. Okay. You're so close, Madge. You're so close. Yeah. Another clue. Here, I'm sending it out. And I could get by the coin because of the sides. I would get that 100%. Yeah. Hematite heart. Beautiful. It's a bowl made of ancient bones. Well, that would be me. I'm a big container.
Let's not get into the crypt.
It's not round. It does have, part of it is a bit of a pyramid shape. Now you're seeing a shooting star. Beautiful. Its color is not in the rainbow. Its color is not in the rainbow. It looks like Carolyn, who's working in the background. And she's popping in and out here. So, all right. The color is not in the rainbow. Yes, I would consider that oval. And I'll show you why. So that looks oval to me. That looks pyramidish to me. But it is a clear quartz crystal. Yeah. So when you guys are saying shooting star, like I can see it, right? It's got a shooting star within it. Like there's, right? You can see all these beautiful shapes within here. Yeah. It's a clear quartz. Yeah. I said it, I could see why one would think it was oval, right? Because it's not round. And to me, it's funny. To me, it feels soft. But we know it's quite firm. I wouldn't be able to bite into it per se, but when I hold it, it feels soft to me. So, and I utilize this one quite a bit. So beautiful, guys. Would you like to do another one? And Norma Jean can do a picture. And do you guys have any questions for us? So, all these, here, I wanted to drop in on the drones. I know Chestia did a live today about the drones. I've been giggling because I'm like, oh, it's so entertaining how crazy it all. So when you just zoom right out and take a much higher perspective, nobody knows for fact what's going on, but everybody's guessing or trying to deduct, be a detective and figure it out. But at the end of the day, and then so what do? I go to nature. I'm like, huh. So it just everything always comes out. Go ahead, Norma Jean.
Now, I was just going to mention that the one thing that I did pay attention to was my sister was speaking to that my mom and some of the girls that she goes to church with and stuff like that were talking about they were having dreams that that they were seeing that it was that we were looking for a dirty bomb, and I was like, that's interesting for that to be such a specific thing for them to speak to. And I know my mom is very tapped in and tuned when it comes to her dreams and stuff. Knowing that so many times she had dreams about my sister and myself, and there were things in it that came true. So that was the one thing that I had picked up on as I was watching it live. I didn't get to watch all of it. I've still got to go back and do that. But there's always something, especially when it comes to them utilizing things like drones and all that, because you got to understand, no matter what the news or what everybody is speaking to as to this, that, or the other, you got to understand those drones are out there because there's a purpose and reason, because they're watching the people. Okay.
Yeah.
They're watching to see how people are reacting to the drones being there, because that's what they're utilizing them for the purpose of, whatever they want to be able to extend, or, this narrative that they talk about that, UFOs and aliens are going to show up.
Well, and
that's what
it's funny. Yeah, and it's funny.
Oh, I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. Can y'all hear me? I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because I'm not seeing anybody going on here. There you are. I don't know if anybody's still on. Y'all give us.
It's good. It's good. I can leave and it'll still be open. It's not like it. Yeah, you're good.
No, I just couldn't tell if we were froze on the other side because I wasn't seeing any comments. So
okay.
Drones took Tanya.
Drones took Tanya. It's funny that you say that dream though, because that's not the only time I've heard that. It's been up a few times now. It's come up several times now.
Yeah.
So then I wonder, is that a collective consciousness seeding? So we just don't know for fact. Because they can, people can reach your dreams, so to speak, and give you a story. I mean, yeah, it just depends, doesn't it? Depends on who you are, what you believe, and yeah.
You're in the business of writing programs. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah. So I just observe it and I kind of don't give it my energy. I just observe. Oh, interesting, that's happening right now. Because that's a lot of energy going towards that. Oh, I need to know, I need to know, I need to know. It's like a perpetual wheel of energy. And so if you just go, you know what, when I'm meant to know, it'll come into my field. When I'm meant to know, if I'm meant to know, it'll show up for me. And I would say that's almost true of most things. Information, questions. I don't know what to do about this. Well, I don't have to decide right now. So please show me, please guide me on what my decision should be. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Carolyn's glitching too. Absolutely. Yeah. So there's our take on the drones. Yeah. Some might not even be real drones. Some might just be CGI. Who knows? Yeah. Yeah. Her system's kicking in and out on her. So that's for Carolyn. So HIQ drones are wakey wake. Yeah, absolutely. And it could be that. It could be partially that. Yeah. But there's another one. Is it magenta? I used to never understand magenta pixie. I was like, "Oh, I don't know what she's saying." And then one day it just clicked. And I'm like, "Oh, I completely understand what she's saying now." And so that can be very the way a lot of this cosmic information might come in. But she had had a dream that she was going to visit Trump with cake because he liked cake, and it was this whole thing to do that, and you had to line up and speak to one of his people, or if you were lucky enough, you get chosen out of the lineup to go and actually get to speak to him. She got to go speak to him and was sharing this dream that she had, and he was saying, "Yeah, they're just doing these distractions again. They're always doing these distractions to keep my attention, but now I've got really good staff and they can take care of everything else so I can watch this." And so the underlying message was that there was something brought into the country that they needed to find that was not good for the collective. But in the meantime, there's several things at play at the same time too. So I just thought that was really interesting. Go ahead, Norma.
You know me. I'm
No, I don't
I'm
know
at
you.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go see what the etymological word for drone is.
Yeah.
So here you go. The word drone has an interesting etymology with layers of meaning stemming from its origins of Old English and evolving through the centuries. Old English. The word drone originated from the Old English draan or drayen, which referred to a male bee, specifically a non-working bee whose role was primarily to mate with the queen. This term is derived from the Proto-Germanic root drawn or drayen. It's hard to say some of these because I don't know how to speak German, meaning bee or drone. It is related to similar words in other Germanic languages, such as Old High German trino, drone, and Middle Dutch drone. The sound connection is the term also came to mean a continuous low humming sound, likely an imitation of the buzzing sound produced by bees. This usage aligns with the sound-based origin of the word, and over time, the drone sound became metaphorically associated with monotony or continuous background noise. By the 16th century, drone was used figuratively to describe a lazy person or idler, much like the male bee, which was considered unproductive compared to worker bees. The modern usage in the 20th century, drone was adopted to describe an unmanned aircraft or vehicle. This usage likely stems from the low buzzing sound association, as early drone prototypes often produced a similar hum. The metaphorical connection to a drone bee performing a specific task without full autonomy also fits. In music, drone refers to a sustained note or tone, emphasizing continuous, unchanging sounds. The layers of the word drone show how its meanings evolved from biological roots to technological and figurative uses, illustrating its flexibility and richness in English language.
Just yeah. So queens attach drones, attack. He droned all night. Yeah, like Monton speaking as well. So the drones are meant to pollinate or not pollinate, impregnate. What do you call it with bees? They just say it's the birds and the bees.
Well, it's like, given everything that's taken place, it's almost like, given that it was referring to that, as a non-working bee whose role was to primarily mate with the queen, is like sneaky.
Yeah.
It's sneaky. It's one of those that it's like that one aspect of a particular individuated energy that's looking for certain things that the other bees, so to speak, are not as aware of. So that way that bee knows exactly, to me, when we're talking higher perspective and stuff like that. That's what I say.
Yeah.
They're watching because there's something they're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it be reactions, responses, or specific energetics to, what's happening in this particular section of something that they're watching, or something going on over here. So it's like and nobody really knows what these drones have within them, as far as, like infrared in ways to be able to see color or heat and cold and things like that. So when we're talking drones, who's the ones that's manning them? If you can figure that out, what is the equipment that they're utilizing with that drone? So that, because then at least if you know that, then at least you're getting a general clue or ideas to what specific things are they looking for in that environment, because it's about the environment, what's taking place in the environment, and how they're watching them to see what's responding in that environment, depending on what it is that they either nefariously are putting in place there, or whatever it may be. So
yeah. Or what distraction is it? What is it? What is a distraction from? And checklist all of the above. So that's really good information on the drone. I like that.
yeah.
Are we really going to do that? Okay. Interesting. So there's also these pillars of lights going on. They're just popping into my head, even in Langley and Chilliwack, that apparently from a greenhouse, and I don't know how many of you see these, but it creates colored pillared lights or blocks of lights. So there's lots going on in the sky right now, I guess, is what we're sharing. There's a lot more. And so, and there's more that we can't even see beyond this full moon and the planets. And whoever didn't see Chastia's live today, definitely check it out.
You can see the cables that she was talking about. I found them.
You found them?
I have pictures of them and everything.
I have pictures of them and everything.
Well, it's still one of those. It's just like, oh, I love this, because I'm getting to understand more and more about the connections that are taking place, because it's one of those that down here is starting to manifest. Even in these apps and things like that, it has to manifest in a way to be able to present itself. So when she was talking about, the why was I just talking? Was talking about the cables and stuff. Now, the one thing that I came across was what looked like chutes. It looked like there were specific, like large atoms or orbs or something that are going up and down these chutes. So I haven't quite figured out what that is yet, but next time we have our live, I'll bring those pictures and have something put together, so that way I can show them to you, because they're off the Stellarium app. I found them.
Oh, that's right. You know what that reminds me of in the movie Soul, when the souls are coming up and the souls are going down? Oh, yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Well, energetically, absolutely. Fascinating. Yeah. And it's also come into, if we think about the realm, and who knows, we don't know for a fact anything really, that when one does transition from this vessel and your consciousness leaves, there was something still there. Could still be there for now. Soul trap. Chastity, I'd be interested in your perspective on this one. That there's a light, and at the end of the light, yes. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it is souls going up. So you go into a tunnel, you go to the light, you feel unconditional love, you see all your past relatives. They convince you that you're not done yet, that you need to come back down. That is what did we call it? It's like a soul trap, right? To keep you here, to keep your energy here so you can't leave. So you want to go and say, oh, no, thank you. I'm just gonna go the opposite way and see what's over here.
Run. Look, it's like, even with Chestia talking about Pleiades today and what she was coming across, it helped me to remember, oh, wait a minute, because two of the largest cables that you're going to find is going to be on the side of Pleiades.
Yeah.
Okay. Now it looks like it would be kind of like what you would say, man, what is that? It almost looks like a ladder, but without the rungs. But the closer you get to it, the more you start seeing it looks like cables, which makes me go to anchors.
Right. Yeah, anchors of energy. That's right. We talked about that the other day too. Yeah. And so Chastity is speaking, it's the opposite. Yeah, the light is to the right and you don't want to go there. So just, just something to keep in mind and tuck it in your back pocket, so to speak. Absolutely. In fact, I knew of somebody passing yesterday and I was connecting. I'm like, just telling them, no, don't go to the light, go the other way. I'm directing people from here. If I get the message to do it, I'm doing it. So Shay, for you too, because I know you're highly connected and for any of those death doulas out there. Absolutely.
I go to the darkness anyways, because at least if there's a light and if it's anything, I'm like, if a light's showing up, most of the time to me it's an imitation anyways, because I know in order that I'm the light for the darkness.
Right. Yeah.
But that's just an innate thing. That's going with your gut and understanding that you light your way. So
yeah, absolutely. You're lighting your way every day. Yeah. That is Gabriel's job to guide through the dimensions. Beautiful. Gotcha. Beautiful. Yeah. Us left-handers always the left-hand path anyway. Stick to what you know, girl. Awesome. That's so true. That's so true. Absolutely.
Yes, because we have to be conscious of how if we sit down in a restaurant, who's on the left and who's on the right. Because I'm right-handed, she's left-handed.
Yeah. So Shay, but do you see by having souls leave and entrapping them in a new way as they choose into more of a transhuman versus, right? So yeah, we will, you know what? We will see. I don't know for a fact. All I know is that, yeah, it's funny. Oh, here we go. This is a good conversation.
Yeah.
So did Dolores Cannon, yeah. So same with, do you guys realize that, most of what Dolores, we have lots of, so New Age is the new cage, this is why I'd like to say the word spiritual, but there's a lot of variations on that word at this point. So authenticity comes to mind, being authentically you, it's an inside job, and follow someone else's path. Because, even, yeah, I don't want to get into it because that's too much. But for Dolores Cannon, if you start to listen to her, you will start to pick up the truth. That's all I'll say. Is it true for you? That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, Chessie has spoke to as well, as we go searching for information, it's okay to do a little bit of research, because sometimes there's something that you read that helps you to fully integrate that understanding that you're looking up the information for. It's when you're getting into those details of what it was written and who wrote it that you begin to take in information not needed. And when we understand things that are written, that's where we have to use and utilize the greatest part of our discernment as to, okay, and it's like she said, when you're doing this, it's about speaking to your consciousness and having your consciousness guide you to what it is that you need to understand about the content you're utilizing for that understanding. Because like when you sit down and read a book, you're like, no, I don't read all of it. I skip. I go to where I feel I need to go, because you're going with that intuition of what your consciousness is leading and guiding you through. So, I mean, it's taken me a long time to understand that, because I would take in information, take it in. But I've realized that since I haven't been taking in as much, and I just do like,
hits.
I just scan over whatever it is I'm utilizing to understand that information with, that it doesn't take me as long to integrate.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a big difference. It can be very exhausting consuming too much information. Yeah. Yeah. Or chasing too much information, right? This is why we're always suggesting that more time in nature, that more time singing, dancing, being, whatever you're called to do, creating, whatever you're called to do for you is the most important thing right now. If anyone tells you, oh, you need to do this and then this and then this, it's like, no, follow your own. It's as unique as your heartbeat and your thumbprint, your experience to go through any process of whatever you want to call it, spirituality, enlightenment, awareness, truth seeking. We're all that unique. And that's what's so cool about this experience. Talking on lives, yes, absolutely. Yeah, Chastity did a beautiful Friday Night Venus on TikTok. For those of you that are on TikTok, that we should probably try and capture that a little bit more. Yeah, it might be fun to do something and have any of you that want to come on and host a circle and have something to say, so that it's not reliant on the few, that we can co-create with you. So Friday nights are fun because it is Venus and it is Women's Day, so to speak, or a day of giving and heartfelt and just sharing beauty. I have those can save. Oh, you saved it. Awesome. You know what? It would be super cool if you, put it up on YouTube. Upload it. Yeah, absolutely. Upload the one from TikTok. Yeah. Yes, you can be into making cookies. Oh my gosh, if I didn't do some baking over the holidays, I might be disowned as a mother with Jade. Gingerbread's my favorite because I like those smells. So that's, and shortbread. Shortbread would be my other favorite.
In genealogy, Friday is number 6, and it's the allegiant, but it's the day for Venus too. So
yeah,
powerful.
Nice. You just type brownies. Our whole dream, because there might be some cannabis in my home that is older, and I was like, oh, we just make that into cookies or brownies. Then I had a whole dream about it. I was like, okay, we'll just maybe back off of that thought. Oatmeal coconut, nice. Absolutely. Caramel toffee squares, holiday staple for sure. Beautiful.
And look at you.
What?
They're bringing all the good stuff to the table here. I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah, just had gingerbread before the live, balaclava. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 you guys. Yeah. And so we're gonna wrap it up a little early. We have a guest here for dinner. Ashal is coming for dinner. 444? Oh, yes, infusing energy into my baking. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Well, she did Saturday morning.
I made homemade chicken stock, and we're going to have chicken soup with vegetables, spaghetti squash, and homemade biscuits with Italian flour. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We're so excited. Every soul I've connected with another soul that it is such an honor to be a mirror and reflect back what I see and what I know, and guiding, questions, asking me questions. I'm like, how about we teach you how to answer that for self? And within a minute, oh, well, this happens, right? I'm like, well, there you go. So it's that beautiful ability to just guide and empower every single soul to get their own answers, to question their own beliefs, to create their own values, to build a new foundation, and to fall in love with themselves unconditionally. Yeah. Shade Jack Daniels and eggnog. Norma Jean's on the eggnog. She loves eggnog.
Yeah, I can do the eggnog. I can do without the Jack.
Yeah. 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 So there we go. We talked about some food. We're going to have a wonderful dinner. Stay tuned. Ashal is back on the 30th, and we will have Chestia back on too. And I'm sure it'll be the most poignant time, if I'm right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is the 21st on a Sunday? I think it is. No, it's a Saturday. Maybe we should do the 22nd. Chastia, let us know if the 22nd works for you. We love you guys. We appreciate you for being here. Give it a thumbs up. These Sunday connections are for you. So if you have any questions on the website page, there is a contact us form. You can ask a question in there. I promise we'll answer it here. Also, if you sign up for newsletter, you get entered into a draw to have a 1-hour session with me. And yeah, we do that draw usually at the beginning of every month. We're pretty tight on that. And if you didn't win one month, you still go into the next month. So you have an ongoing opportunity. And we love and appreciate you. I think we're working on a newsletter right now. We love you guys.
Everywhere.
You're loved.